Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, July 6th, and you know what that means. It's time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. You know you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, let's get into the news. The WWE is accused of using a streamer's clips after getting her clip channel banned. The TikTok user, don't have her name is Marissa, had her clip channel banned, but then when WWE showed the reactions to Night of Champions, guess whose reaction was on the video? Her. The WWE is not new to this. They have been permanent banning channels on TikTok for a good while now, while also still stealing creators' content. Mike Santana has finished up with TNA. He finished up at Slammiversary after dropping the TNA World Championship to Nick Nemeth. It is very much believed that he will be going to the WWE. TNA also revealed the full bracket for the Knockouts Television Championship tournament. So we have let's dive into it. We have Indy Hartwell versus Vicky Venuto. Harley Hudson versus Thea Hale from NXT. Elena Black versus Wendy Chu, also from NXT. Emma by Elegance taking on Rosemary. And on the opposite side, Jada Stone taking on Alicia Edwards. Jody Threat taking on Gabby Forza, who's a big name on the indie scene. Mara Sade taking on Tasha Steelz. Heather by Elegance taking on Ali. I very much expect the finals to be Elena Black versus Mara Sade. I'm going with that for the finals. The real reason that the WWE stopped pushing Maxine Dupree as well as they're claiming she wasn't getting big reactions, which is, I don't believe, even close to being true. They thought she was going to be a star because of her looks. They were giving her a big push, but when she went out, the people didn't react. That's not true. They cut things short, and they should have continued with her. Mercedes Moné was asked by a fan when she'll go back to the WWE. She says when they induct me to the Hall of Fame. I expect her to go back to the WWE at some point, but not for a good long while. She's only 30? And she's been doing so much in professional wrestling. She's killing it right now. I mean, why would she go back? She's 34. Why would she go back to the WWE where they can hamper her style and can downgrade her? ESPN's involvement in the WWE Premium Live events has been revealed that they wanted more matches on their PLEs. 6 matches wasn't doing it. And with the deals, like, fans are paying a large amount of money to get it, only getting 4 matches for the events. So they've upped the number of matches to 6. A leaked voicemail has exposed Ari Emanuel telling Vince McMahon that Endeavor can help with his legal mess. In the leaked voicemail, Emanuel told Vince McMahon that he has spoken with his lawyer at Latham and Watkins and brought up connections tied to the Department of Justice. And I quote, "I spoke to my lawyer from Latham. Just FYI, everybody at the DOJ is a former Latham lawyer, so on that side it would be helpful. SEC, of course, is SEC, but that's just the penalty as it relates to everything else. Just we can indemnify you, and we will." Collusion. If you saw NXT last week, you noticed that the independent star Nikki Blackheart finally made her debut, but they kept saying, "Oh, you know who it is, without actually saying who it is. Looks like they debuted her without locking her name down. She might be going by Raina Vulcan. We'll just see what happens on NXT tomorrow. Scott D. Morris said that Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is possibly getting a streaming deal for you as fans. He says there's going to be an announcement coming very soon about how people in the U.S. and other international viewers can follow us, because we get that question all the time. We will see what's going on. Now, they, MLP is Canadian owned, and they are headed to TSN, but Scott D. Moore has big plans. In some shocking news, Sheamus is gone from the WWE. He's been moved to the alumni section. He chose not to renew his contract because apparently TK wanted him to take a pay cut, and he leaves the WWE not as a Grand Slam champion. He was with the WWE for almost 20 years, and this isn't like a mid-carder being exiting. This is one of the top guys in the WWE, and TKO's contract strategy is they are willing to pay well to the people they perceive as stars, but you have to make stars. It's a double S. That is just dumb. Jake Roberts confirmed that he has left AEW after his 6-year run. Solid. He has nothing bad to say about AEW. He loves Tony Khan, loves working for the company. He just wants to spend time with his grandkids. AEW has revealed the time, the date and location for both All Out and Death Before Dishonor. All Out will be going down, I believe, September 5th at the Hoffman States Arena right outside of Chicago, and Death Before Dishonor will be returning to Philadelphia, taking place August 21st at the 2300 Arena. It was there last year. I'll be back this year. On the injury side of things, Tony Khan said Jay White's return came down to the last minute for Forbidden Door, but he is all good to go. We got a positive update on Jim Ross after his month-long hospital stay. He is heading home after 30 days. He is feeling really, really good. Kyle Fletcher, he's good. After looked like it was injury scare on Collision, got a nice little limp. He did not get a concussion, but he is good to go. El Hijo del Viking Go was pulled from his NXT match because, well, he's injured once again. He just underwent surgery. This guy cannot catch a break. Mark Briscoe's actually legitimately sidelined with an injury. We don't know what the injury is, but he is out for the time being. Trey McGill has been cleared to return from his knee injury to TNA. Matt Hardy reveals he suffered an injury at the ladder match at Slammiversary, so he's working on that. And Nikki Bella has been cleared for her close to her return. She has been training in the ring, and you know she's coming off of that ankle injury. But that is the news, and we should be right back with the week in review. All right, let's get into the week in review. You know how we do. We start off with Monday Night Raw. This was the King and Queen of the Ring Fallout show. The show gets a fist. We opened up with something very, very stupid. Oba was out. As you know, he won King of the Ring. He was going to make his decision. And then Brock came out, beat his ass, and challenged him to a match at SummerSlam. And Oba was like, sure. And Brock said, Hell in a Cell. So there you go. Oba forgo his championship match to face Brock in a Hell in a Cell match, which, cool, Hell in a Cell, great. But you know how you make someone a star? You make them a star. Oba beats Brock Saturday, Hell in a Cell. Sunday, he beats Roman Reigns for the World Championship. But I don't want to hear this bullshit about, oh, he's too young to be champion. You want to hold off from that match to WrestleMania. SummerSlam's supposed to be your summer version of WrestleMania. You're just dumb, and this is just bad booking. Heyman backstage just coldly dismissed Austin Theory, so he's kind of cooked. And Pierce asks Oba to consider skipping his title match. Oba said title matches would be there later, and Lesnar must be dealt with. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid, because the WWE is stupid. Ethan Page took on Rey Mysterio. Rey got the W with the 619 and Frog Splash. Ethan Page almost had him, but it was not enough. Then we go backstage to see Dominic Mysterio and JD trashing Danhouse's lab. They found the Nick skiff and took it. Joe Hendry introduces concert with the Street Profits, blah blah blah. Theory interrupted, leads to a match, Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory. Joe Hendry wins. Theory's probably cooked. Raquel asked Pierce for a Nazi title shot, and Pierce said Maxine also wanted opportunities. Raquel proposed facing Maxine, and there we got the number one contenders match. We go to the ring for Io, making her decision for the Queen of the Ring. She said at Night of Champions that she wanted Liv, and Liv interrupted. CEO was on her bad side. Raquel and Roxanne surrounded her, and they all jumped jumped Io, and Io got put down. This was not good for Io. Then we got what's this? Jimmy versus LA Knight. Why is this match happening again? I don't know. Jimmy controlled early with dives and strikes. Knight rallied with suplexes and a neck breaker, but Jay distracted Knight, and Jimmy rolled him up to get the W because Jay was on commentary after the match. Jay attacked Knight until Solo arrived and spiked Jimmy. Knight hit the BFT on Jay, and there you go. And he stared Solo down. What is going on here? I don't know. We got a recap of everything there with Gunther and Nick Aldis. So Nick Aldis is suspended, and Adam Pearce will be running Raw and SmackDown for the week. The Usos asked where Jacob Fatu was at, asked where he had been, and he said he only takes orders from Roman. Jay said he bring gold back to the bloodline, yada, yada, yada. We got Lyra's reasoning. She was ranting. She said turning on Bayley felt good, and she was closing the gap between who she is and who she can be, and she vowed to keep changing. Maxine apologized to Chad Gable for last week. Gable said she didn't owe him any forgiveness and said she should focus on her match. She then went out against Raquel Rodriguez and lost. Said match Raquel won with the Tahana Bomb. Danhausen found his lab. Liv admitted she destroyed everything. Blah blah blah. Chad Gable took on J.D. McDonough. He targeted Gable's knee with Dom himself, and Gable rallied with suplexes and ankle lock. J.D. hit a Spanish fly for a near fall, but Danhausen distracted Dom. J.D. panicked. Gable applied the ankle lock for the W. J.D. and Dom opened the briefcase that was at ringside, exploding powder, and Danhausen reclaimed the Knicks jersey. Raquel attacked Danhausen and got the jersey, but Dom, whatever, just dumb. Maxine was icing her neck, and Theory asked her why she apologized to Gable. She said it was complicated. He said maybe the partnership wasn't working. Her partners, Tozawa and Otis, comforted her, and we got the main event segment between Roman and Seth. Roman came with 5-2. Seth entered and pretty much egged Roman Reigns on, saying, "You've never beat me when it counts. Throughout your entire legendary reign, the one person you did not beat was me." And Seth goaded him into a title shot. Roman says he needs to face Seth and beat him in front of his family, Roman's family, and there you go. That's the championship match for SummerSlam. So if you were just going to do Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania, just have Seth win King of the Ring. It is very much that simple. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just dumb to be dumb. Over on Dynamite, this was the Forbidden Door Fallout show. This Joe gets a fist. We open up with Renee interviewing Ospreay, who's still bloody. This is all everything happened at Forbidden Door, this interview. And Mox said Ospreay must live with it and he wants to be the real deal, and he offers him the Death Riders patch and a spot in the Death Riders. Omega congratulated Ospreay and said he was proud of him, and Ospreay rejected Omega's judgment, saying he wasn't giving up. MJF interrupted and said, "I'll see you at Wembley." Our first match was MJF putting the World Championship on the line against Mark Briscoe in a solid match. Briscoe controlled early with strikes and dives. MJF targeted Briscoe's forehead. He was playing Possum throughout the match, but Briscoe hit a top rope elbow drop, hit the Jade Driller for a near fall, but MJF counter hit the Heat Seeker for the W. He then hit Briscoe with the Diamond Ring after the match. Kenny Omega made the save and challenged MJF to a match. Titles on the line at Beach Break this coming week, and if Kenny loses, he can never challenge for the World Championship again. MJF said Andrade would get payback. He's going to pay him back for sure unless the wrestlers he's defeated Ospreay mock MJF's ego. Then we got Andrade, who said he was done with the Dos Council family and won MJF's title. He was then attacked by Doyle, Archer, and Cage, and then Kevin Knight joined the beatdown, and that's what happened. Andrade's got some things to deal with. I wonder if he's going to well, LFI are bad guys. You know who I can see Andrade teaming up with? The Conglomeration. Yeah, Kevin Knight. I don't know. We got a video for Mercedes Moné, just bragging about, winning the Owen Hart back-to-back, and that she will be defeating Thekla at All In. Whoever's the champion by the time All In rolls around. Kevin Knight put the TNT Championship on the line against Leo Rush. Leo now has a black TV championship. Leo is the Ring of Honor television champion. Leo bit Knight and drove him at college. Doyle interfered and threw Leo into the post. Knight hit a springboard lariat and crash landed and gets the W, but he did not go down. He did not put down Leo Rush very easily. Darby demanded the TNT title shot, and Kyle said Darby crossed the lemine and was now a criminal. Listen, Kevin Knight was giving the match, and Kyle was like, "Nah, we're not doing this." Well, Darby said you dug your own grave. You were backstage. Renee interviewed Ciampa. He called Jericho a bully, and Jericho attacked Ciampa with chairs and trash cans. They fought to the parking lot. Ciampa tried to use the chair, but Jericho blocked it. Security separated them. Renee asked Kenny if he accepted MJF stipulation, and the Bucks urged caution. Matt didn't want another Elite member blocked from the title shot, and Omega said he needed to think about this. Then we had the Swirl take on Moxley and Ospreay. This was just a match to get Moxley and Ospreay a W, and to get some reps for Lee Johnson and Blake Christian, who are just really solid hands at the moment, but they're growing up. And Copeland said Jay White owed him a favor, and that's what happened at Forbidden Door. Christian said he still has problems with White, and he just walked off. Copeland was like, what the hell is going on? Jay White said he was out full 159 days. He praised Finley's natural talent, but also called him a nepo baby bitch boy. And he's going to take out the dogs until the dogs are put down. Guns up, because we are in the Switchblade era. Shane Taylor Promotions laid out a challenge for the Bang Bang Gang on Collision, because the Bang Bang Gang are the Collision Cowboys, and Shane Taylor Promotions also been running on Collision. Then we had the Survival of the Fittest match to crown our new TBS champion. It was Shida, Persephone, Maka, Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, and Queen Aminata. Anybody could have won this. Everybody loved the participants, even when someone got eliminated. Oh man, I want them to win. But our final three came down to Stat, Shida, and Persephone. Stat pinned Persephone. Stat and Shida were going back and forth with near falls. Persephone hit Statlander with the belt, allowing Shida to apply her really ass submission and get the W. She's your new TBS champion. We were then getting ready for Omega's decision. The Bucks were waiting backstage. We got the Beach Break lineup. Ospreay said facing Omega at Wembley wasn't a good idea, and Omega said Ospreay didn't believe in. Omega said they go out guns blazing. So, long story short, Omega accepted MJF's stipulation, and he is still the best bout machine. MJF attacked Omega from behind. They brawled until security broke them up. Over on Collision, this aired on Thursday because Saturday was the 4th of July. This was a 2.5 hour show. The show gets a fifth. Opening contest was the Death Riders team up Claudio Castagnoli and Pac taking on Shingo Takagi and Drilla Maloney. Solid opening match. It went almost 20 minutes with the Death Riders getting the W. This episode of Collision was like a redux of Forbidden Door. Then we got backstage with the conglomeration discussing the injuries and Leo Rush's absent, who might be in the conglomeration. Kesha confronted them with the national title and said he wants Kyle Fletcher. Cassidy said he thinks Leo likes them. Is Takesha in the conglomeration? We just gonna keep on conglomerating, baby. Andrade took on Brian Cage. Solid match. This is, I think, Cage's second or third match back from injury. Cage actually hit a 619 and power bombed Andrade for a near fall, but ultimately Andrade hit the Dia de los Muertos and the DM to get the W. Andrade asked Callis, how you know? Gabe Kidd said he stands with the dogs and the Death Riders and said the Bang Bang Gang must deal with them next. He referenced removing Jay White from New Japan, and now he's got something else to remove from New Japan. Mina Shakira and Thunder Rosa took on Zara, Zakara, and Becca. Solid, easy match. They got the W. Rosa won with a Tijuana bomb. Then we got Tekla, who appeared on stage with Starlight Kid's mask and bragged about burning Stardom down. She said she spit bullets back at challengers, and you know, Tekla is Tekla. Darius Martin introduced Matt Sydal, who is now a part of Skyflight. So Skyflight consists of Darius and Dante Martin, Matt Sydal, Zeta Steel, Scorpio Sky, and yeah, I said Matt Sydal. Why do I think that Red Velvet is in Skyflight? I'm not sure. Shane Taylor Promotions took on the team of the Bang Bang Gang and Adam Copeland. This was Jay, Austin Gunn, and I think Ace Austin, which is weird. That was a really weird combination. But ultimately, the Bang Bang Gang and Copeland won. I would have really liked for Shane Taylor Promotions to win this, but after the match, the dogs confronted the Bang Bang Gang. Death Riders blindsided them from behind. Finley hit Jay with the shillelagh and the overkill. The Demand won a quick trios match. They hit the triple team slam. Ricochet mocked Seidel's new allies and called them out. We'll see what happens with that. Rina took on Athena. This was for the #1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet. Rina is only 19 years old and she's so good. She's also representing Stardom. She hit early dropkicks and suplexes, but Athena targeted Rina's arm and slammed her on the apron. Rina rallied with an exploder suplex and a gory bomb, but Athena countered with a tombstone. Fujiwara armbar, hit the old face, got that W. She has the #1 spot. And Maya World is taking on, look at who for the #2 spots. Kyle Fletcher said he first wrestled LP 10 years ago, and he would meet the genetic anomaly that he is, and he will beat him later in the evening. Bandito, Mystico, and Speedball took on the Rascals, and it was a really fun trios match. This match should have went more than 10 minutes, but ultimately Bandito, Mystico, and Speedball won the match. They show respect to each other after the match. The Divine and Ming, you're wondering to know where all the tag teams went. They keep beating everybody. Who will step up to them? Roosh won a Scotch match taking on Jordan Cruz. He got a promo. We'll see what's next for him. Hook, Bo, and Shibata discussed the Ring of Honor title. Hook challenged Bandito to a match. Julia Hart versus Maya World for the #2 spot. Maya hit a standing ovation. Standing sit time and uppercuts, but Julia used her tarantula hold and lung blower to change the tide into her favor. Maya hit a double stomp and fallaway slam. Julia missed her moonsault, and Maya won with the Shining Wizard. So the 1 and 2 spots in the women's Casino Gauntlet on Beach Break this Wednesday goes to Athena and Maya World. We got the rundown for the show for Dynamite Beach Break. We got the Casino Gauntlet, Jericho and Ciampa, Takeshi and Fletcher, TNT International Championship, and the World Championship between MJF and Kenny Omega. The last match of the evening was Kyle Fletcher taking on LP. ERP, El Phantasmo. Solid match. Ultimately, Fletcher won with the brain buster. They made it known that they will be defeating Takeshi on Dynamite. Over on Impact, this was the Slammiversary Fallout show. Nick Nemeth celebrated, and Nick listed everyone he's claimed to have put down permanently. Casey Navarro interrupted. Ryan assaulted him. Nick proposed Casey versus Ryan to settle the issue. Nick declared himself the best wrestler in the world. Leon Slater said losing the X Division title devastated him and called Eddie Edwards a disgusting pig and said he'd teach Eddie a lesson later. We had the first round matchup for the Knockouts TV title tournament. Mara Sade versus Tasha Steelz. These two got a little beef with each other. But like I said, I do think the finals will be Mara Sade versus Elena Black. And of course, Mara Sade hit the top rope moonsault for the W. Sade passed Ali in H0 as he walked to the back. Ali made a phone call. He did not look happy. And we were backstage with BDE and Rich Swann. Swann said BD, they agreed, no hard feelings, and said they tear it up again later tonight. We move over to our 6-way matches with a #1 contenders X Division scramble match. Rich Swann, BDE, Fabian Eichner, Mr. Elegance, the Hometown Man, and Jason Hodge's match was ultimately won by Fabian Eichner. It only went 5 minutes, which I did not like. Scramble matches should really go much longer than that. We got the injury report. Then we got Ricky Sosa, who was stopped by AJ and Expressions, and maybe he's coming for AJ. Maybe Ricky's got a few going up with him. Ali scored Order 4 for being comfortable with failure, said he requested tag title shot with the Great Hands. Order 4 looked nervous and Ali stormed off. Ricky Sosa celebrated his Slammiversary win. The Righteous Tribe recruited him. The system interrupted and pitched him joining Ricky. It rejected both groups. Bear Bronson punched Sosa and both factions faced off. The system attacked Sosa and Slater ran in to try to make the save, but they ultimately were overwhelmed. Elijah said he reclaimed his likeness to music at Slammiversary, and he promised more to come. Ali took on Heather by Elegance in the Knockouts TV title tournament first round matchup. Heather attacked Ali at the bell right before that drawing rang. Ali rallied, but ultimately Heather hit the double stomp to get the W. Zaya Brookshot bragged about winning the Knockouts title. She mocked the fans. She mocked Zaya Lee. Lee came out. She mocked legging Lee. Lee said Zaya cheated and called her a fake bitch, and fans chanted whatever. She demanded a no DQ rematch for next week. Leah attacked Zaya and Zaya fled. Ali requested a tag title match for the Grey Hands of Dario, who agreed, and he smirked. He was confident about that. Then we got Casey Navarro taking on Ryan Nemeth. Casey won that match, got the win with the 619 and neck breaker. Nick made Casey and Ryan shake hands. Casey turned his back. Nick hit the danger zone. That's how it goes. The Hardys typed their match versus the Grey Hands for next week and said they delete the competition. Leon Slater took on Eddie Edwards. Eddie got the W after Cedric interfered, and Eddie stole the win. Ricky Sosa ran in for the save, and they cleared out the system. Over on SmackDown, this was the King and Queen of the Ring Fallout show. Yeah, so essentially, Sammy was out to celebrate. Cody and Jay both called their shot. We're going to get a number one contenders match later in the evening because sure, why not? And the match will take place tonight on Raw in Chicago, which means CM Punk's going to get involved. This is bad booking. Charlotte says she ruined Jay's match because Jay ruined hers. Bliss confronted Charlotte about Night of Champions, and Tiffany said she never needed Charlotte help. Chelsea said Jay should fear them, and tensions rose among all the women. Then we had Charlotte, Chelsea Green, and Tiffany Stratton taking on Jade and the baddies of B-Fab and Michin. And guess who won? Jade, B-Fab, and Michin, because they're an actual group. Jade hit the Jaded after B-Fab caused the distraction on Chelsea Green. Pierce was told that he's doing Nick Aldis' job right now. Sammy complained about defending on Raw as a SmackDown wrestler, and Pierce says Sammy needed to prove he was a fighting champion, which no, he doesn't. He's right. I'm a SmackDown wrestler. Why am I defending my world championship on Monday Night Raw? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Oh God, I hate it. Ray Phoenix versus Viking Go, AAA Cruiserweight Championship. Phoenix retained. Solid match. And then Viking Go was injured and he had the surgery. Julia said she never backs down, and Kiana mocked her for biting the hand that feeds her. Blake attacked Julia, then she attacked Kiana. Okay. Blake is calling her shot. Jimmy Uso was with Royce Keys and said Keys wasn't family anymore. Fatu shrugged and just walked away. Then we got Trick and Yachty and Mello, and Mello wants another title shot, so that's what's going to happen. We got more stuff with The Miz and Kit Wilson and Danhausen leading to some kind of match later. Whatever. Brie Bella took on Laney Reed. This joint went 3 minutes. Feels good to have a Bella Twins 3-minute match. I was expecting less than that. I wanted more for Laney Reed. Laney hit the knee strike for the W. R-Truth said Priest won a hot dog eating contest. The Raiders demanded an answer to the challenge, and Priest accepted the title versus title match. Truth said the Raiders would lose their lucha status. Finn Balor told Cody he came to SmackDown to face him for the title. Cody said he'd get it back tonight. We'll get it back on Monday. Possibly. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Tama Tonga confronted Fowler and said he was closing the books on his past. Tyler attacked Balor from behind. Well, guess he wasn't closing the books on the past. Cody and Jay, number one contenders match to face Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship on Raw and not SmackDown. Cody won because that's what Cody does. Cody won the match. It was a solid match. Jay hit the spear, but Cody hit the crossroads. Jay kicked out. Cody countered another roll up into a crossroads to get the W and earn the title shots. On matches of the week, not a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It was a weak for professional wrestling, especially for Dynamite, for the AEW. From Ring of Honor, Sky Team versus LFI for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. This is the match finally aired. From Stardom, Suzuki versus Utami, Hayashishita. From Dynamite, MJF versus Mark Briscoe for the AEW Men's World Championship. And from Collision, Kyle Fletcher versus El Phantasmo. And that is it. Just a week, but I expect this week to be much better, especially coming from AEW. Our stars of the week, Sky Team and Hikaru Shida for both winning championships. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen what we got coming up. It's gonna be a good month. You know, you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. I see you when I see ya. Peace.